Going on YouTube. Let me give y'all a little second to come in. Let me give y'all a little second to come in. What's going on YouTube? I'm gonna give y'all about another minute to come on in. And in case y'all didn't know, we are officially at war with China. If y'all didn't see the congressional hearing where Congress was basically interviewing the Department of Defense, the United States is officially at war with China. The United States is outmatched. China has gave the official warning. The United States has until 2027, or else. If y'all didn't see that last congressional hearing a few days ago, I definitely want y'all to go check out that congressional hearing, because we are officially in a cold war with China, in case y'all didn't know. Oh yeah, I appreciate the love. You said, how do I know we're at war with China? You don't see what's going on? You just didn't see that Chinese surveillance balloon fly over every one of our military bases? You don't see what's going on? What you mean? How do I know? You don't see the economy? You don't see the entire world trying to basically blackball the US dollar? China, Russia, and Iran, and Saudi Arabia has all agreed to settle all of their money using the yuan. That's major. That's a major announcement. That's major. Also, Russia, along with China, both of them back their currencies by gold. The United States prints our money. Our money isn't backed by anything. The United States' money is backed by only one thing, and that's debt. And in case you didn't know, China owns about 90% of the United States' debt. And the United States hasn't been paying. They haven't been paying their bills. So in 3 years, the repo man is coming to get what they belong. So basically, all the U.S. debt, like all the bonds, are owned by China. And the U.S. hasn't been paying back on return on what they owe. And China's coming to get the United States. In case y'all don't know, they have way more ships. The U.S. maybe has less than 30 ships guarding our whole western border. 30 submarines. We might not even have 30. Now, if you look at the number that China has, we're completely unmatched. It's not even close. We totally unmatched when it comes to China. It's not even a competition. Then if you're noticing what's going on, all of these countries are teaming up against the United States. Every country is teaming up against the United States. You got Iran on the deal. You got Russia. You got China. You got India. You got South Africa. You got Brazil. You got Turkey. All of these countries are becoming allies. You got Saudi Arabia. Everything that the United States has the world is getting ready to replace. In case y'all didn't know that everything that the United States has right now, the world is getting ready to replace. Saudi Arabia has a 2030 plan. The exact same way that sports is over here right now, Saudi Arabia is building a $5 trillion city shaped like a turtle in the middle of the ocean. They built Dubai in the middle of the desert. So if y'all don't notice what's going on in Saudi Arabia, in China, and Russia just made a pact. They just started an alliance. In case y'all didn't know that. Yeah, Brazil in on it too. Iran, North Korea. North Korea already said they have 1 million citizens who will volunteer to go to war versus the United States. The United States doesn't even have 1 million soldiers total. And also, in case y'all didn't know, the United States military did not hit their quotas. Not any quarter during 2022. The recruiters were on there talking to Congress, letting Congress know that people aren't even willing to join the army. That's why they're trying to ban TikTok, because they feel like China's controlling the algorithms on the way that people are thinking. They feel like China is controlling the algorithms on the way that people are thinking. So now you have people who are so, you know what I'm saying, so involved in this woke movement, they're not joining the military. Remember back in the day, everybody was trying to join the military to get some benefits. But people aren't joining the military anymore. People aren't even going to college anymore. People are going to the military so they can pay for your school during my generation. So if y'all don't understand what's going on, the United States is on verge of a collapse. We're already collapsing right now. We're in a cold war right now with China. And if you notice, nobody is helping the United States. Nobody is speaking up for the United States. Over there in Ukraine, the United States is the only one sending weapons. The French sent about 2 tanks total. And they gave them to the United States and let the United States send them over here. So if y'all don't see all the world alliances that are currently being formed, you need to start paying attention. The U.S. dollar is on a major decline. The United States dollar is on a major decline right now. The United States is trying to switch over into a digital currency. That's because the rest of the world is not getting ready. They're not accepting the U.S. dollar as the international currency anymore, in case y'all didn't know that. The yuan is becoming the new international currency. In the next 2 or 3 years, the yuan will be the new international currency. What Africa is now is what the United States will be. That's what's going to happen. What Africa is now is what the United States will be. People don't understand. We have two, for instance, you can access the United States from the ocean. A lot of these other places you have to access by land. And you can literally leave international waters and be right into the United States. You can leave the international airspace and be right into the United States. China is going to surround the United States on the West Coast, and you're going to have Russia and Iran and whoever else is going to be their ally in South Africa. If they have any type of military presence, they're going to try to surround the United States from the East Coast. Then our borders are already unprotected. It's so easy to get into the United States. It's literally this simple to get into the United States. You can literally cross our borders in the United States. The only thing you have to do is get across the border and call 911 and say you're seeking asylum. What they're going to do is once you call 911 and say you're seeking asylum, they're going to turn you over to immigration. They're going to turn you over to immigration, and they're going to set you a court date. And that court date is going to be set out for about 3 to 5 years. But within 72 hours of you coming into the United States and seeking asylum, They're released. And people are, and y'all are just thinking it's people just coming from Mexico. Y'all thought Trump was crazy. Y'all thought he was tripping, talking about building a wall. Nobody was really paying attention. The cartel has taken over the Mexican border. The cartel has more. The cartel owns more of the Mexican border. They have more of the border control than the United States does. There's so much open space. There's literally thousands of miles of the southwestern border of the United States that's wide open. You literally only have to run across the border and call 911. Or you can literally run across the border and intentionally get caught. And once you see an officer, all you have to do is tell them that you're seeking asylum. They're going to turn you over to immigration, and they're gonna grant you an asylum case, which is going to take you 3 to 5 years to be able to get that court date. And within 72 hours of you getting on the U.S. soil, they're going to release you. They're going to release you. That's what's happening. And it's not just the Mexicans coming over. It's the Indians. It's the Chinese. It's everybody coming over. It's not just the Mexicans and the Indians. It's the Chinese, too. That's why Trump was trying to lock our borders down. But one thing I'm going to tell y'all, the Democrats have sold our country. The Democrats sold our country to China. The Democrats literally sold our government to China. They don't give a fuck about what's going on. They don't give a fuck about what's going on over here. The government literally sold our country to China. Trump was trying to bring jobs and money back to the United States. Joe Biden doesn't give a fuck. Joe Biden he knows he got less than 2 years left to live. Maybe 3. But the Democrats sold the United States of America to China and Saudi Arabia. We can't even get oil. We have oil over here, and instead of us using our own oil, we're selling our oil to countries overseas. We're selling our oil to poor countries who can't afford to transport it overseas, and we're transporting it to their country for them. And they're staying in debt with us for life. So if y'all don't realize what's going on right now with China, they're not all working together. They're all working together to fuck over the United States. This is not a country. This is a corporation. That's what y'all don't understand. In other countries, their presidents are kings. They're rulers until they die. Xi Jinping, he's going to be their ruler until he dies. Vladimir Putin is going to be the ruler until he dies. Kim Jong-un, he's going to be the ruler until he dies. The Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia is going to be the ruler until he dies. King Charles is going to be the ruler until he dies. It's totally different. The United States doesn't have kings. This is a corporation over here. So no, they aren't working with the United States. They're working against the United States. The world is fed up with the United States of America. The entire world is fed up. They're tired of the bullshit when it's coming to America. They're fed up. And you see now they're all working together. They're all working together. The United States is going to be the new Africa. In 2027, China has already stated, if the United States doesn't get their act together, which they're not clearly going to do, they're taking military action in 2027. Right now, we're in a Cold War, but in 2007, we're going to be in a nuclear war. So I want y'all to just pay attention and stay aware of what's going on, because we're about to go to war with China. Y'all need to, if you're a legal gun owner, I would suggest you to load up on your ammunition, because we're going to war with China. Yeah, of course. The United States, the dollar has never been worth anything. The dollar has always been backed by debt. The last time when the United States dollar was worth something, the last time our money was worth something, when it was backed by silver. A lot of people don't know our money was backed by silver at one point. But when J.P. Morgan Chase and the Federal Reserve took over, our money wasn't backed by anything anymore but debt. The United States money used to be backed by silver. All of our coins used to be silver. We used to have silver dollars. We didn't have golden dollars. We had silver dollars. The United States ain't even printing coins no more. I want y'all to understand what's going on. Saudi Arabia is going to, China and Saudi Arabia and Russia, they're all going to be the new three world superpowers. And Iran. And what they're doing is, what y'all don't understand is China is building up Africa. China and Russia is building up Africa. Nobody in Africa supports the United States. They don't like the agenda that's being pushed in the United States to our children. Nobody in the world likes what's going on with the the alphabet movement. The world doesn't agree with that. America is the modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. If you read your Bible and you know about the story of what happened with Sodom and Gomorrah, America is the modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. This is the modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. You have men having sex with men. You got people partying every day, getting drunk, living careless, overeating, overfeeding themselves, not fasting, not praying before they eat, not praying when they wake up, not praying before they go to sleep. So if y'all didn't know, I'm just letting y'all know now that we are in a cold war with the People's Republic of China. We are currently in a cold war with the People's Republic of China. And they're developing allies. And Russia and China have developed an alliance. So imagine America going to war with one country. That's one thing. But imagine America going to war with 4 nuclear powers. Imagine that. Russia and China getting together with Iran. You know Iran still won't smoke what happened to their general. And in case y'all didn't know, the United States has a military base located in Syria that Iran has been bombing every day since the general died. Y'all didn't think anything was happening. Y'all didn't think that the Iran got any smoke behind their general. There's been so many U.S. soldiers who have been unalived at that Syrian base, but they're not telling y'all about all the bases that U.S. soldiers are getting attacked at. The United States literally got ran out of Afghanistan. Everyone thought that the United States was in full control, but the United States got ran off by the Taliban. If the United States couldn't handle a Taliban who doesn't even have a nuclear weapon, what do you think the United States is going to do? What do you think Joe Biden's United States is going to do with China and Russia? If the United States was ran off by the Taliban, what do you think they're going to do with China and Russia? That's why they're so scared of Trump. They believe Trump gave away them nuclear codes. Yeah, that's the real reason why they're trying to get Trump. They want to hold him. They believe Trump gave away them nuclear codes. Yeah. But they're not going to be able to indict Trump. Because America indicting Trump would like America committing suicide. It's not going to happen. Donald Trump and his buddies at Mar-a-Lago know way too much classified information about the United States for Donald Trump to ever do a single day in jail. He's going to turn himself in on Tuesday. Well, actually, he's not going to turn himself in. They're going to do some type of AI-generated mugshot where he doesn't have to turn himself in. If you think Donald Trump is going to turn himself in and be in handcuffs, You obviously don't know America. You know what'll happen in this country if Donald Trump went to prison? You know what'll happen? You know what groups like the Proud Boys would do? I don't know what they would do, but you do. All the games America been playing for all these years, that's over with. That's over with. This war in Ukraine, all of this started from Joe Biden wanting to be over there in them goddamn people business over there in Ukraine. If Joe Biden would have never went over there to Ukraine, the United States dollar would still be dominant. There wouldn't be no fake ass inflation. There wouldn't be any of that. So I want y'all to understand what's going on. I'm about to leave out for a second, but y'all